All right, we're ready to talk high school football. The games are Saturday and Sunday this week, Brett, so we have to wait one extra day. But let's take them in order of the West Michigan teams that we're going to follow. And let's start in Division 4. South Christian and Harper Woods, both teams have 3 losses, but I think this is a good matchup.
It is a good matchup, but how about Danny Brown and South Christian? I don't think anyone after that East Grand Rapids loss would have thought, okay, we're back, and defensively, they've just been locking down in the playoffs. They found their core, they changed things up, and I think this is going to be a great matchup for South Christian. Athleticism, size across the board. The Sailors are going to need to have the heavy dose again of Carson Viss, I think, and Jake Vermas, and then their role players really step up. But those two guys I would put up against anybody. They're so difficult to stop.
All right, one other game we're going to be watching on Saturday, that's Division 2, Muskegon and De La Salle. Both these teams played at Ford Field last year, not against each other, but they played each other in week 2. De La Salle won 40-28. Can Muskegon get it done this time?
You know, something tells me I just like what Muskegon has done as they've gone through the season. They've worked on the passing game. We saw that. I saw it firsthand in Zeeland West. I think they're going to have to pass. This is not the Warren De La Salle you saw last year. Even Dan Rohn will tell you that. Not that they're not talented and good, but I don't know. The seniors for Muskegon, Jacob Price having that monster game last week in the semifinals, different guys stepping up, I think is good for Muskegon. They need the versatility. I'm looking forward to this matchup. I really am. And just something tells me that Shane Field for Muskegon, after all the heartbreaks that they've had, this might be their year at Ford Field.
All right, let's go to Sunday. High school football on a Sunday. We don't get that much around here. Division 3, Forest Hill Central, back for a second straight year, taking on Mason first time.
Mason's the real deal. I've watched them at the Hope 7-on-7 come over in the summer, and they've got dudes. And when I mean dudes is they've got athletes that were all juniors a year ago, and they bring back. And this is going to be a fun matchup. And then you have Tim Rogers, you know, second time going to Ford Field. And that's a theme this week you need to watch. The Grand Rapids area teams, Muskegon's been there a ton too, have been there before. All the teams that are facing Grand Rapids area teams this weekend, this is the first time they've ever gotten there. Handling this week of not just getting there, but winning the championship is going to be big. And I was really impressed with the Forest Hill Central defense and their offense. They're going to have to obviously turn it up a notch because Mason's a wrestling school. They're big, they're physical, just like Forest Hill Central wants to do. But hey, the Rangers and Tim Rogers, you know how bad they want this.
All right, and the last game we're following, Division 5, great matchup. Corona's undefeated. Grand Rapids Catholic Central's won 12 in a row. What do you see here?
I want to see a good game against Grand Rapids Catholic Central because a lot of times when they get there, whether it's been Franken with whatever, they just overwhelm people with their athleticism and their speed and their size. I don't think that's the case with Corona. They've got twin brothers that kind of lead this team, quarterback and wide receiver on offense, that are fantastic. And they've blown away everybody. I mean, you look at the numbers, 585 points scored coming in, and they have less than 100 they've given up all season. Now, you can say, well, who have they played? You know, they've played Notre Dame. They've been tested enough, I think, where I think they're going to give Catholic Central game. As I say that, I still love what Connor Wolf has done in the playoffs and that passing game to go with Kellen Russell Dixon.
You know, we can't wait to get to Ford Field. It'll all start in about 12 hours.